Sensi and Five Keys of the World. The Key of Taste. When Sensi descended from the mountain where she had met the artist of light, the dawn was already spilling across the valleys. She carried all her keys of sound, touch, scent, and sight, and felt how each one resonated quietly within her. Yet, amid all this beauty and the crystal clear morning air, the girl suddenly realized she was hungry. Her stomach gently reminded her of itself, and at that very moment the artist smiled, lifted his brush, and a new portal shimmered open in the air. Guard your keys, Sensi, he said, and don't lose them in the rush. One more still awaits. A ray of light touched her forehead, and the next instant she found herself in the middle of a golden field. Around her, ripe wheat whispered in the wind, and the air was filled with the scent of grain and warmth. Ahead stood an old mill, and beside it an oven, breathing out a familiar, nearly forgotten aroma. Fresh bread. Sensi quickened her pace. She hadn't tasted anything real in a long time. By the oven stood a baker, a rosy smiling man with kind eyes. His hands kneaded dough, flour, water, and a pinch of salt. And on a long wooden table stretched a feast. Fragrant pies, cherry dumplings, porridge, bread kvass, apples and plums, nuts and honey. Everything looked so tempting that Sensi's head spun. She swallowed and politely asked, "Please, may I have just a piece? I'm very hungry." The baker nodded, smiling. "First help me knead the dough, then you shall taste." Her fingers remembered the motion, like long ago in the potter's heart. She touched the dough, feeling how it breathed, how it slowly became alive. When the bread was baked, its scent filled the air, warm, earthy, real. Sensi breathed in deeply, and her stomach quivered in anticipation. Her eyes wandered to the lavish table beside her. Why, she wondered, didn't this kind baker offer her that festive abundance and only gave her simple bread? The baker, as if hearing her thoughts, smiled and kindly. "Taste is not about plenty, child. It is about presence. When you eat everything at once, your soul cannot truly know any flavor. But when every bite is simple, yet alive, you taste not only food, but life itself." He broke off a piece of hot bread and handed it to her. "Taste it. Flour, water, and salt, and a bit of work. Nothing more, but within it lies everything." Sensi placed the bread in her mouth, and her whole being seemed to sigh. From that humble taste came joy. It was not sweet, not spicy, it was alive. It felt as though this bread held the memory of earth, sun, and the hands that shaped it. And in that same moment, the fifth key appeared in her palm, grainy, golden, warm, like life itself. Taste is your presence, said the baker. When you savor what is natural, your body gives thanks. But when you drown it in the artificial, you cut yourself off from the life's roots. Remember, true taste is always the feeling of I am. Sensi pressed the key to her heart. She smiled. In that warmth was everything, body, spirit, and memory. Now she knew she had found all five keys of the senses and opened every door. The girl understood. A life lived in haste is not real life. And from that moment on, she began to cherish the simple, living taste of being.